The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slot
Yeah.
enclosed the rusty
Thanks,
old
babe.
lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective?
He steps away
Before
from...
we return to Joyce?
Sure. Oh, hell yeah. Let's talk, dude.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Listening in on your calls between you and your station, a worrying prospect.
Sprinter will do. Thank you.
And last but not least, it's Ruby's cabin we found. This is an undeniable connection to the Union.
She might have been right about Ruby. She looks awfully a lot like one of the poster girls in the cabin.
Perhaps you're right. This is one connection I find a little dubious, to be honest. I prefer not to profile people's emotions. Perhaps it's because I'm not very good at it, but still.
Hey, Abrush Kim Pikey, what's up, buddy?
Actually, he's not bad at it at all. He just doesn't like flimsy connections, especially of this kind.
The Union really is neck deep with everything around here, isn't it?
One way or another, they seem to be. Logistically, if nothing else. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Oh, I lived this life with you. I just saw that. Yeah, I'll take a look later. Thank you. Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay, debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Okay. Good to know. Ray Dynamite, thank you for your 2 months, buddy. Glad you decided to come back for another month. Thanks a lot for your support, dude. And making all this possible. Okay, let's take our F the World jacket and go talk to Joyce. Actually, let's, on the way down, let's do the Doom commercial district real quick. Oh. Actually, before all of that, my wife said that lunch was ready. I'll be right back. Let's go see what we're having. 1 second. Homemade? No. We got some barbecue takeout last night. They had them there.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and
I have-
welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I have something to tell you. I found the actual source of doom.
What do you mean, the actual source? Are you talking about the third presence?
Yes.
She remembers. Good.
Yes, we did. Here we go.
What?
A tiny hole in reality. It may be connected with Pale, an origin point of sorts. It would explain why historically so many things have ended in failure here.
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small Pinewood church down the coast. I don't mean to be an alarmist, and more research is needed, but it's not looking good.
But that's not in any of the ancient texts. How am I supposed to protect my bookstore from that?
She's too afraid to even say the word.
Can't protect it. Not against Pale. Close up shop and try to get as far away from this thing as possible.
Close the shop? But it's all I have. No, there must be a way. Especially now that Annette is settling in at school again. She's finally making friends in this place.
Oh.
No, we can't leave Martinez. We can't. Thank you for your help in any case. You're welcome back here anytime.
Okay. Well, that's kind of sad. I wish we could help her more somehow. Doesn't look like that's an option. Is Cohh playing a D&D session with Arcadum? I am. We'll be playing on June 7th as our first episode. Why not talk to the person asking to talk to you? Oh, back there? Oh, we will. We will. I'm just doing this on the way up. I don't care that reality is collapsing. This is my bookstore. That's right. Darn right. Darn tootin'. You get it now. I like it. Darn tootin', you heard me. I said it.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die? You mean the curse that I'm spared of because I live outside its immediate reach? I'm listening.
Just say it. Yep.
Excuse
Great, more XP. Hmm? Have I had some H2O? Not enough. Not enough. Hydrate, homies. Go sip. Get some of that sweet water. Cohh 2.0, that's right. Oh, I like it. I like it. I did not know that Zeke had a sip emote. That is delightful. Okay. See if this guy's anything new. Now that we've figured this out a little bit.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
So you did know something about that?
Nah, man. I was telling you the truth. I really didn't think it'd be her. She's okay. Sort of troubled, but still. A nice person.
So that's what that emotion was before.
Your character looks like he
It was
came from the
wishful
circus.
thinking.
Oh, no. We're playing Disco Elysium, not Cyberpunk.
So that's what that emotion was before. It was wishful thinking.
What else do you know about her?
Nothing. We just talked a bit. About life and stuff. She left me a key so I can park a lawyer if the jam broke. So, she in trouble or what?
It's going to be an investigation.
It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her?
I really don't know. There's no need for you to really do anything. Or there no need for you to do anything. Don't worry, the police are looking into it.
Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
What's the plan with those rhymes anyway?
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
The correct grammar is Tommy Lahom.
Why that?
Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
Okay. Thank you, Raisin Horn. And Hito with the 17 years. Thank you.
It's more him.
Bye Pie says, but I liked Cyberpunk. I did too. Doesn't mean we can't make fun of it when it's dumb. All right. Good luck with that, Tommy.
Yeah, you too. Be safe, detective. Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man.
Ooh!
What's up?
He's a poet. Hit him with your best verse. We gotta save this.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam.
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like,
Amir's temperature is always 0. It is ice in the veins. Its camera is an X-ray.
Whoa. What else?
It is a chalice held out to you in silent communion.
Silent communion. That's good.
Where gaspingly you partake of a shifting identity never your own.
Dang, that's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
I did.
did you?
I think it may be an actual poet, and I've learned it by heart.
No matter. It's a fine stanza. You're not so bad after all. For a cop.
For a cop!
They're more often into fists than rhymes, see? Let alone honesty in verse.
In a small office behind the old military hospital, hunched under
Art
the
cop.
green glow
That's right.
of his desk light, Officer Hans Blau browses through a test print of his Futurist magazine. It's called The Futurist. The typeface on the header is too small.
What's my jacket say? It says Puck the World. I'm an avid hockey fan. Some of it's smudged in around the top left area, but totally normal thing. Heck the world.
You're back. Good.
Okay.
What can I help you with?
Drug trafficking.
Until you come up with something at that intersection. I'm afraid I have little else to tell you.
I heard something about a
But
complex
I'll try.
operation.
I'm glad to hear, officer. I'm sure you'll find out just what that means soon enough. No, this is a limited thousands of...
Well,
What is that?
why I had to call East...
I am sorry for the inconvenience,
Okay.
Lieutenant.
She simply nods.
What were the lorrymen?
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, where exactly are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Huh. Chat, what do you think? Kim's kind of a bro, but at the same time, authority is usually right? Hashtag Team Kim? Okay. Hashtag Team Kim.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Sorry, bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, man, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
I've already heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike, but I need your testimony.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Momentary lapse of faith?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
Cohh Nekasama, thank you so much for gifting that sub, dude. And welcome back to the sub club, Solry.
They wear
That is a
ceramic
sound.
have semi-automatic weapons and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So Cohh Nekasama just gifted a sub to the Solry, and Solry just dropped a 5 sub bomb. It was a chain reaction. Absolutely right, Sauron. Thank you, guys. Thank you to both of you. Really appreciate the support. Thank you. That's awesome.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him.
Now, is this the fabricated story we heard earlier?
He was taken out behind the
Applause,
whirling in
please.
rags
Okay.
and lynched.
Yeah, this is the
Last
fake
Sunday
story.
night.
This is the cover story that Everard wants people to believe that is not accurate.
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Mill SK with a 10 bomb, my dude! Thank you! Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. A 5 bomb, then a 10 bomb. Awesome. Thank you.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good
That is
and
a
do it
sound.
fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and power.
That's extremely not cash money of them. That's a very good point.
The Debarder have over 2,000
Well said.
men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
It's not. I've actually seen that.
The Sedai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
Maybe a good bloodletting is just what Martinez needs.
Whoa, slow down. Oh my god. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true, Lieutenant W. Frater Dubois. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
What can you tell me about Crenell?
Not much.
What are you
Their
doing,
public
Leto?
resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Okay. Okay, one second, guys. Got a quick house scheduling thing. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Sorry, guys. We're getting the inspector actually all figured out. Yeah. Okay.
Down a deep black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay.
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could.
Okay.
It may take some time, though.
I still don't know what this has to do with clowns or posses, but we'll make it work.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company, tell them to call him off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
You said the deceased assaulted a woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on then?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal.
The story.
It's what they believe.
What the teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
This does not come as news to us, but still. To your knowledge, where did this assault take place, if you know?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
I know the woman you're talking about. We have it under control.
Good. Then you've made progress. It's imperative that you move fast. The tribunal will not be patient.
This colonel, the one who was hanged, do you know him?
If you mean, did I see him alive?
No, don't kick your...
Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely.
Ah!
His
Here we
service
go.
name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others.
One is a man. Cohh, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Cohh is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
That's rude, Kuroneko-sama. That's rude.
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body, and Classier also mentioned it, I believe. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the two remaining mercs?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're likely to be armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages.
Rude.
It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate
Smish.
authority in Revachol. You should show those meatheads exactly how savage you really are.
Vigilantes? The RCM gets its authority from the Coalition. Where does theirs come from?
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the legitimate use of force will persuade them to stand
We
down.
still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Where are those mercenaries?
One is obviously the scab leader
Okay.
at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Oh, is the other one in the locked door?
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout.
Oh, no, not
They
really.
were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be the goon in the ill-fitting work clothes by the harbor gates, the scab leader.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
True.
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a shortwave at the ship's wheel.
Okay.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't
You're a
report the
coon.
progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
Hey, Dr. Flames. Appreciate it, buddy.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Not for now.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of
Now,
bad
can you tell me
news.
about these tattoos?
If there is anything else I can help you with, please, of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
One sec. Go.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet, observe the woman's expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like stars in the sky?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What's the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
This one's going nowhere but the morgue. I've spoken to him. For now, the soul is fastened inside his corpse.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
What's that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Inter-Isolary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor. And these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
In Martinez, looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter. Vredefort? Vredefort has a military academy. The Semines Islands saw a recent conflict.
This man is no brother of mine.
He was executed.
But this is his service history.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
You could tell me more.
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Ask about it.
Do what you have to do, Detective Dubois. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Awesome. Oh my lord, we have so much to do, and we'll do that next time we play! Oh. Alright guys, I have about 1,000 things I need to do for this new house. Step one is fixing my damn printer. So I'm gonna go do that right now. That being said, I should be back this afternoon around 6:30 p.m. ET. I think we're gonna do some Path of Exile tonight. Resident Evil 7 on the PC starts tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. Gary Koo, stop steal my food! Anyway guys, thank you so much for being here. See you tonight or tomorrow for more fun and games, and as always, just really appreciate all the support. See you guys then. Bye-bye.